Why do the rich get richer and it's difficult for poor people to change their fate? There are many reasons why a person becomes mediocre, but the most fundamental reason is the way of thinking. The thinking of the poor is often limited to path dependence. Path dependence is when people's decisions are often constrained by their past decisions, even though past circumstances may be outdated. This is like the inertia in physics. Once you enter a certain path, no matter whether the path is good or bad, people may become dependent on that path, and it is difficult to change the situation. Historically, while the QWERTY keyboard was intentionally designed to limit typing speed, its popularity has been overwhelmingly superior to other later keyboards, a classic example of path dependence. The width of the International Standard Railway track today is 1,435 millimeters. This length was taken because the width of the train could not exceed 7 feet of the width of the wagon at that time to use the existing tunnel, which is also an example. In daily life, when you make a choice, you seem to have embarked on a road of no return. Inertia will keep you going and it will be difficult to turn back. For example, one day, you set a plan for yourself to get up every morning to do 50 push-ups, but on the first day, you couldn't get up and gave up, thinking about starting the next day, and the next day you can't get up, and then the third day, the fourth day, giving up in a row, and the result is that you never start doing it. Because you have been accustomed to your routine before, it's difficult for you to adapt to sudden change, and it's difficult to jump out of inertia to develop a new routine. So the choices you made in the past determine your choices now and in the future. This is a chain reaction. Suppose you won a $100 million lottery jackpot, what would you do? The rich will invest and try to make even more money, while the poor will do nothing and enjoy the rest of their lives. This is the different path dependence of the rich and the poor. The rich have always been path dependent on the rich thinking, while the poor have fallen into the poor people's thinking and difficult to break free. The poor continue to rely on poor people's thinking to make decisions, think, and act in their lives, which has led to the poor falling into a more and more solid poor people's thinking. The key to changing all this is to break the poor people's thinking in time and get rid of the cycle of poverty. You should establish a wealth thinking system of your own to avoid letting yourself fall into poor people's path dependence. Here are 5 ways to get rid of path dependencies, hope it helps you. Delay gratification. Poor Economics is a book that studies how to eradicate poverty. In order to understand the essence of poverty, the author spent a lot of time studying the behavior of the poor in Africa and Southeast Asian countries. In the book, we can see the truest thoughts of the poor. The United Nations used to think that what the poor in Africa lack is food and water, but what actually lacks is the startup capital for business. After realizing this, the United Nations gave them startup capital to start small businesses to lift these poor people out of extreme poverty. And then odd things happened. After receiving the relief funds, these people didn't go to buy food or water, nor did they go into businesses, but bought consumer goods such as TV sets and mobile phones. Maybe life is too hard and they want to numb themselves with entertainment content on TV. In this way, no matter how much subsidies are given to these people, it is of little use. They will neither use the money to start a business nor use it to pay tuition fees for their children to learn more knowledge. If they pay for their children's education, there is a good chance the children will earn more than them later on. It's not that they don't want their children to be better, but they don't want to wait too long for their children to grow up. Because these people are not willing to delay gratification, they will end up struggling on the poverty threshold for a long time. Most ordinary people are like this. Under the consumerism thought, we have been spending frantically, even borrowing money to consume. After the salary is paid, and the loan is repaid, the wallet is empty again. In this way, we go on and on and on, and at no point can we achieve financial freedom. Have the courage to break the rules. You should have the courage to break the rules and have the enterprising spirit to dare to try to break through the ordinary thinking rules of ordinary people, and then learn to find a new way. If you keep sticking to poor people's thinking, you will never be able to rise to the heights you want to go. Only by having the courage to break the old path can we open up a new life. Invest or start a business. The high-income group is mainly composed of entrepreneurs and investors. Whether it is investment or entrepreneurship, it's a very professional thing. You need to keep learning and force yourself to become professional in it, and our channel may help you with it. The ability to think independently. To break the cycle of poverty, you need to develop your independent thinking ability. A person's ability to think independently is positively related to his wealth. Don't blindly follow the trend, don't follow the crowd, and make choices based on your own judgment and thinking. Forget sunk costs. Many people worry a lot about wasting, a phenomenon known as loss aversion. For example, if you bought a movie ticket, even if you find out that the movie is not good, you still choose to force yourself to watch the movie, because you don't want to waste the money on the movie ticket, which is a sunk cost. But doing so is actually wasting your time and draining your energy. Most economists believe that a rational person should not consider sunk costs when making decisions. For example, in the case of watching a bad movie, there are two possible outcomes: paid the money and endured to watch it, paid the money and left the cinema to do something else. In both cases, money has been paid and no refund is possible. The decision at this time should not consider the money bought that ticket but with the mentality of watching a free movie. When you find that something is getting farther and farther from your expectations, you must stop losses in time and give up sunk costs. This is the best way to avoid path dependence. Thanks for watching, and if the content of this channel is helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you will not miss the next update.